we dead? Don't tell me we're dead, bro. Doom, 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 doom.
And I drag myself down the street.
They stay cool as a fucking summer. Hello everyone, yeah, we're back. I told you we'd be back. We're back for another first impressions, first listens. This time we're listening to Puzzle. Puzzle has a new album out now called Damage Collection. Just came out yesterday actually, which was April 4th. And this is coming a month after his release of the first single on this project called Bankrupt, or I Hear It Makes You Smile. I was ecstatic when this single came out. I had no idea what to expect. I actually did remember listening to it back when we were in California and he kind of debuted it on that day, and I remembered it sounding really upbeat. I definitely don't remember anything he said. Now that it's out, I have the opportunity to listen to it, and I have been listening to it with some of the lyrics including things like the gross and greedy wretches who are mass producing friendly sketches, chucking toys so we can fetch them, stacks and stacks of empty pledges. Could mean a lot of things, but to me my first initial thought was, okay, maybe these are politicians, maybe these are just fake people who are trying to sell you something and they make empty promises. They're just overall untrustworthy. But what really drove me to that conclusion was him talking about the mountains of foul play. To me, foul play just screams like playing politics, you know? People rinse off, people stay, people grift, people stick to their guns. And then at the very end when he says something palace, watch them play, it just solidified that even more because, you know, politics does just feel like we're watching a game happen and nothing is really happening for the good of people or for the good of humanity. It's just like a bunch of bullshit games. That was what I got from it. But outside of the lyrics, this song, one thing about Puzzle, he's gonna give you some deep lyricism with some bubbly, fun, like art pop sound. And in this song, the drums really take center stage. His voice pairs really well with the synthesizers that he uses, so it almost sounds like his vocals are like an instrument as well. And the melody also kind of, it does remind me of Turkey, like their last project, Clock Tower. A lot of the songs on that album also kind of sounded a little bit akin to this melody in this song. Gets me a little bit excited because I'm hoping that there will be kind of more of that. It sounds just very dreamy up until you get to like the ending where he's playing the synths and like he mixes the drums for a little bit, and then there's a quote at the end that basically is saying, we know who starts the wars, the stinking, greedy, pathetic, forgetful liars. That whole quote, once it started, there was like this really deep bass, like I'm pretty sure it was a synthesizer, but it was on a deep octave. It gave it a little bit more of like a sinister vibe instead of like the happiness that we had been experiencing for like the majority of the song. That was a really nice touch. I'm not sure who did the artwork or the photography for his single or for Damage Collection. Whoever needs their flowers, I will give them to you. I love the grayscale. I think Puzzle has been kind of rocking like the grayscale art direction recently with his like puzzle characters and all that. We got a glimpse of his new mascot, I'm guessing. I thought it was actually going to be the cover for the album, but it's actually not. I think it's just there for him to have like a new like updated icon for his puzzle sort of persona, and I love it. It's the same as the last one, but like it's expanded on even more, and like the puzzle piece is actually cracked. I don't know, the detail, I'm a sucker for like traditional black and white detailed art because that's kind of like the stuff that I do. There are about 14 tracks on this album, and let's go through them all. Clash, Kidnapped, Confined and Feathery, Conviction in Color, Slobber of the Dog, Vile, The Long Way, Goody Two Shoes, Blind as a Bat, Run from the Good Things, of course Bankrupt, Tragic Thief, Psycho Fest, and Pearl of Eagleland. I'm really excited to dive in, so let me get my ears. Alright, we're gonna start with Clash, and this song is 2 minutes and 43 seconds. The keys.
It's been a long journey.
Ooh, those high notes, I love them.
Skipping the rope, slipping the song.
Skipping the rope. A little break at 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Attitude blacking, audience clapping. Gotten so low, you forgot how it happened.
Gotten so low, you forgot how it happened. Damn.
You forgot how it happened.
And you forgot how it.
It's a clash.
Ah, so danceable. I love the energy of that song, and his voice sounds great. The next song is called Kidnapped. I've already heard a snippet. It's fast. Kidnapped is 2 minutes and 27 seconds. Let's get into it. Ooh, that's grating. Disrupt my perfect order. It only took 7 days. That's all it takes, bro. My lady love caught me in a glove. Is that what he said? My lady love? Is it maybe Lady Luck? She caught you in a glove. What is the glove? This sounds so happy, but it sounds like he's battling with not meeting your expectations and being stuck in a sort of state where you are not doing the things that you want to do. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. How are you interpreting this? Next song is called Confined and Feathery, and it's 2 minutes and 45 seconds. We're crashing. We're crashing cymbals. Sounds triumphant, like we've just entered a kingdom. I don't wanna be vadavada. That's a cool melody. I need to know the words of the song. I don't want to sing the fucking blues, but you sound blue right now. To my tomb, sing it to my tomb. To the tomb where my flowers bloom, bro. Are we dead? Don't tell me we're dead, bro. Still drinking the milk? The ending is so... I love that little break. The breaks are so cool. Enjoy also had some really cool breaks in his songs. Oh, so pretty at the end, man. It's obvious that he's talking about being a caged bird because it's confined and feathery, but the crashing cymbals and just the chaos in the beginning and during the chorus and everything, I'm visualizing him as the bird and he's like crashing into his cage, like he's trying to get out, and every time he tries to get out, it's just like that crashing cymbal kind of makes me think of the sound of how the cage would sound if he was just crashing into those bars. I don't know, I just thought that was cool. I like this song as well. We're off to a really good start. Lyrically, this is probably one of the first times that I can actually like decipher a lot of what he's saying. I very much appreciate you articulating yourself for the people like me. Next song is called Conviction and Color, and it is 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Those keys are so nice. That's so pretty. Okay, wait. Did he say I hate talking about nuclear war? Go back and see. I heard talk of a nuclear war. This day cool is a fucking dinosaur. That little bass. Very good. Something yourself, but you can't bubble yourself. What does he say about green? Or is it green all that you holler? Maybe. I wonder if he does those keys. There's something very vintage about them. This is another song that is just like poetic as hell. It's very fun. It sounds a little bit more like we're trying to give a message. We're not trying to dance so much. No, I take it back because it is dancey. There's a great beat. It's fast, but it's still possible to kind of... You know, he's done it again. Put the message in a danceable track. That's what a lot of music artists try to do. I don't know what kind of keyboard that is. If y'all are familiar with that sound, I love those little... like those little notes right there. So good. Next song is Slobber of the Dog, and I'm most interested in this song just because the name is... I don't know what to expect. And I've been listening to this artist called Dogs recently, so seeing Dog again, they're not related anyway, but my brain was like, ooh, dog?
What the dog doing?
This song is 2 minutes and 8 seconds, a little bit shorter. Oh. That was surprising. Fact of the matter is, slobber of the dog.
And the smell of skunk they left behind. Little old lady with an eyeglass.
That's so fun. Oh my god. Doom, 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 doom.
I get unconcerned for my ass. I do.
That's a very cool contrasting breakdown.
This screen's Zendaya sign.
Did he say Zendaya? 1 minute and 17 seconds. Got a little bit of color going on. I like that. That's a very good addition.
My faith is fired 7 times.
What? His faith was what, 7 times? God, that is so cool. I love that. Very wavy. Got like a dark wave going. Yeah, I really like that. It's another like moment of calculated chaos with the beautiful ethereal synthesizer, and then you just get right into the doom doom doom. Like what? That is really, really cool. And then that little wah, wah, wah. Are we in some 90s rap right now in terms of like production? Very nice. I like that one. Next song is Vile, and it is 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Ooh, a chuckle. What are you doing here? Feels out of place. This is very The Garden coded. And we walk the wild right now. Oh, I'm quick. This sounds so angry. I love it. I love the way he delivers his fucking lyrics. It sounds like he's convicted every time he's delivering it. I hate the roof. I hate the ceiling. Oof. Oh, that's a banger, dude. It's banging. I'm almost 30 years old. Those lyrics are so catchy. It sounds vile, dude. Like, actually, it's like nasty. That is just, what's the word? I'm not gonna say ominous. It is dubious. I think dubious is a good word to use for that. The world he kind of built with that sound, it does feel very much like The Garden. Sounds like it would live in their Kiss My Super Bowl Ring album, you know? Love that shit. Next song is called The Long Way. Peanut butter jelly. The Long Way. This song is 3 minutes and 2 seconds, and I heard a snippet and it's already sounding more hip-hoppy actually. Let's see.
It's a long way from home. My heart dies for so long. It's a long way. It's a long way. It's a long way.
That beat is cool, and this, whatever this bass line is, wah, 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 wah. It sounds so clownish. And now we're pretty.
Nobody's perfect, even though I want to fake it. I've done it before, so I know I can make it.
That's very uplifting. I know I've done it before, so I know I can make it.
The passion.
That is so funky. I love that synth too. They're always so like uplifting.
Nobody's perfect, even though I want to fake it.
No money's perfect, even though something fake it. No money is perfect though. Another break. That is so pretty. God damn it. Everything is sounding so good and catchy and fun, and I love it. It's exactly what I needed in my life, especially currently. Post stock market crash. No notes, just a feel-good track. There are obviously other things he said in this, but the thing that is sticking with me is of course the chorus, because it sounds so uplifting, and it is. He's basically saying that the road he's about to take is long, but ain't nothing will stop him, bro. Ain't nothing gonna stop him because he's motivated and he knows he's done it before and can do it again. That's all I need to know, because that's the message I needed to receive. Next song is Goody Two Shoes, and it's 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Oof. Doesn't sound very Goody Two Shoes. Maybe he's gonna be making fun of Goody Two Shoes.
I don't wanna find you fishing around. It could be silent, it could be a sound. This might be the time you make it all the way home.
You make it all the way home. I feel like the time signatures right there kind of got a little
Nonchalant about your feeling. Even Goody Two Shoes was caught stealing.
There it is. Even Goody Two Shoes got caught stealing.
You can lose it all alone.
No another pretty moment with a contrast of a grungy ass, creepy ass lyrical verses. The verses with that sort of aggression in the background definitely exemplifies the things that he's trying to say. Outside of him just having great delivery, everything works. Everything works. If you listen to the two sections separately without each other, you wouldn't have guessed that these would have gone together. But when he does put them together, it's like, duh, these needed to be together. That's how I feel about those little moments of like dissonance. You can change the key, you change the vibe, and then my brain is like, yes. Next song is Blind as a Bat, and it's 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Is that a fucking kazoo? Way to bring more of my childhood into this. I feel like a lot of early 2000s like kids shows just had kazoos. I think he said something about seeing her and now he's blind as a bat because she's the only thing he wants to see. That's very cute. What if she's got a what that he'll always study? I don't know. She looks real nice when she walks past me. That's so catchy. There's so many catchy moments on this album. I'm living for it all. I'm gonna need to run that back eventually after I film this because I just love when he talks about how much he loves his girl. It's so sweet. I'm just excited for more. I want to hear more. Next song is called Run from the Good Things, and it's 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
Just 'cause you got eyes doesn't mean you always see.
What is that from? Somebody, what is that sample from? Somebody tell me. God, that drum is going crazy, but it works. Sit on the tracks and not the train. Did you say that love you lost is just a dream? I think. He's putting weights on his legs and dragging himself down the street. He always run from the good things. You hate life but you're soaking up everything. You hate life but you're soaking up everything. Why did you read everyone like that? Oh my gosh, I resonate with that a lot. A black baller, black baller. A black baller, black baller. The tone shift. In this song in particular, I like the tone shifts a lot. Around my leg, and I drag myself down the street. Through the dirt, through the heat. Through the hurt, through the heat. Love that so fucking much. I'm such a Geeks fan, bro. The flute is going crazy too. We need more flute and puzzle. That was so good. I love that. I'm gonna have to run that back too. So good, man. He probably did those himself too. Traditional, perhaps? Who knows? This is a very good song. I really, really enjoyed that. It's probably on my top 3 songs on this album so far. I don't even know what to put on the other 2 sections, but this one left an impression. And I think it's because of like the earworm of the drums that just kind of, for some reason my brain wants to say staccato, but it's probably not. It just phonetically sounds like it should be the word that I need to use here. And then of course the next one is Bankrupt. I'm not going to listen to it because I've already talked about it. Next is Tragic Thief, and it is 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Moron to a misfit. Ain't no casualty in me, and I ain't no male factor. Little bit difficult, subtractor. I need to run that back. I don't know what he said. No casualty in me, yeah. No casualty in me, yeah. Another cool tone shift. A vulture without wings. He does not hit the skin. He does not pluck the string. That is fun. Dun, 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 dun. Funky beat too. And the Frutiger, oh my god, Frutiger arrow. I can't. That's what that synthesizer kind of transported me to. You speed it up at like 220. What's so funny is like I'm just looking at Fletcher's face and he's just stone face, just poker face. Like you, if I showed you a picture of this, you would not think that this man makes this music. Or would you? I don't know. What would your first thoughts be? Psycho Fest is the next song, and it's 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Very funky. Me freestyling with no lyrics. I love his voice so much. He's like whispering. Him and his brother both do that. Talking to himself. Another human waiting to invest, talking to himself. The only one to whom you can confess, I think is what he said.
There's a bomb going off in a quiet neighborhood. Leave it all behind. Do you think you really could? A heart made of wood.
Heart made of wood. Yeah, that moment, a bomb going off in a quiet neighborhood, just I can't help but think about the families in Palestine who are, being wreaked havoc upon. With that perspective or that sort of veil, this song kind of has a deeper connotation. I wonder what supernatural arrest means. The guy trying to invest, talking to himself, like, what does it mean? There's a message in there and I'm trying to find it. I don't want to float along. I want to also be a part of creating a better world. Those with a heart actually care about doing that. But overall, the way it sounds, it's vibey. There's no intense breaks that we've gotten in some of the other songs. The aggressive moments, which is funny because the name of the song is Psycho Fest. So I don't know what I was expecting, but I was definitely expecting some transitions into maybe something that gives psycho. But honestly, the fact that it's so mellow, the thing that is psychotic in this song is the idea that there are bombs being dropped in quiet neighborhoods. That's what's psycho. I kind of got some sort of overall message with the things that I could kind of decipher, but I don't have the full picture because I don't have all the lyrics yet. So we'll see. I'll do that later. To get into the last song, because my fucking camera's gonna die. Last song of the evening is Pearl of Eagle Land. Eagle Land. This song is 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Ooh, we got a industrial electro thing going on. Okay, pit starter. The claps. Can't get away from the claps. Love the fast drums. The drums are way more in the front than the lyrics are. Oh, 1 minute, 5 seconds. Get a switch up. The synths again. I love that sound. So good. I like when it builds like da 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 da. Get the backhand? Is that what he said? Oh. I'm sold! This album is so jam-packed with really pretty melodies, everything that I was really kind of hoping out of a puzzle album. It's kind of a shift, definitely, from the rotten opera. And that one was a little bit more abrasive, a little bit more in your face, and the bass was crazy. This album feels a little bit more lighthearted. Of course, it has its moments where it's a little bit abrasive, but for the most part, the melodies are just they carry on this album. And his lyricism, as soon as I get the chance to really dive into them, I think that a lot of his topics were very relevant to what's happening now, and I really appreciate that because we don't really hear them talk about the state of the world a lot on their own. I'm including Wyatt in this as well because he did the same thing on his project where he talked about, things that are happening but in a very subtle poetic way, which is what a lot of artists do. I am just very happy that we kind of got a glimpse of that and kind of get to see how he's feeling about the current state of the world, which I was hoping for. Hello, it's me from the future. I'm back from listening to this album probably 6-7 times. Now is the time for my final thoughts. I have a few categories for some of these songs. Starting off strong, we have my favorite tracks on the album, which would be Confined and Feathery, Running from the Good Things, Psycho Fest, Fast, and The Long Way. I chose these as my favorite because each one not only sounded good, made me want to dance, but it also had a pretty good message that I resonated with, and we'll get into that later because I do want to talk about some of the lyrics now that we actually do have the lyrics. It is currently April 8th. 2 days ago, Puzzle released the lyrics for all the songs on this album, so I'll be going into those in a little bit, but these are my favorites so far. I mean, honestly, I wish I could choose them all as my favorite, but those are the ones that I found myself returning to the most. I think the most emotional songs were probably Kidnapped and Confined and Feathery. Confined and Feathery for sure, because it just, you can feel the passion in it, and Kidnapped mainly because of the lyrics. It sounds like the overall theme of this song was basically learning to pick yourself back up when you're feeling really depressed. Like for some reason when he said, I should be up above, but Lady Luck caught me in her glove, I just imagined him trying to commit by a stroke of luck. He felt inspiration or something that like got him to get back on his feet. And when he says, I gotta be rock and roll, but I wake up and limp around all day, that's definitely depression, dude. I resonated with that because I know we all have those days, and it's usually days when we're consuming and not creating. It really weighs on you, bro. I felt like emotionally connected to that song. Speaking of emotions, the most romantic song on this album is of course Blind as a Bat, and this is where he sings about Marina. He sings about how lucky he is and how elegant she is. One thing too about this song, Blind as a Bat, is the second time we're hearing bats in the context of like being in love. Enjoy has a song called Love Letter that I reviewed in the last video. He literally says, like an upside down bat, and then here's Puzzle, and now I'm blind as a bat, nothing else I wanna say. I found it really funny that they both used those motifs in their work. Now for the most danceable tracks, I would say Clash, Bankrupt, and Tragic Thief probably had me dancing the most. These are songs that you could probably play at a house party, not looking at lyrics or anything, just like straight up music. Those are some top contenders. I think the most fun lyrics to sing were some lyrics in Confined and Feathery when he rhymes booze with booze. Drink all the booze and you'll hear the booze. Keep drinking that milk and you'll hear the moose. That's really fun to sing. You see the value of knowing the lyrics. Conviction and Color has a couple of lyrics that are fun to sing. This decor is a fucking eyesore. The way that he enunciates decor, he's able to rhyme it with eyesore. And then of course the chorus, conviction in a couple different colors. And then The Long Way, it's the long way, it's the long way, it's the long way. That is definitely going to be something I repeat over and over. Goody Two Shoes had a pretty good lyric that I think was fun to sing as well. That is also the beginning of the chorus. This might be the time you make it all the way home. It's very monotonous, but it's like I can picture yelling that in the crowd with everyone else and it really feeling like an impactful moment. And then of course Blind as a Bat again with the line about being blind, nothing else I wanna say. It's just so funny, like I'm trying to sing these lyrics but they almost all are in like the same kind of octave, this sort of like sing speak type of style. The chorus for Run From the Good Things, I would say that whole chorus is very much fun to sing. I got figure and I got weight, I wrapped them around my leg and I dragged myself down the street, through the dirt, through the heat. When I learned them and I was able to sing them, oh my god, it's so fun to sing, holy shit. And again with this song, the drums, so fun, so take a drink every time I say so. It's like he literally just sampled him dropping a marble on the ground or something, or on a table, and just let it fall. He just took that and made something amazing with it. Bankrupt, that last part of the chorus where he says, I hear it makes you smile if you walk the walk. That's sort of like percussive. Dun, 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 dun. It's just so satisfying. Tragic Thief had a couple of lyrics that I thought were fun to sing too, like no casualty in me, yeah, no casualty in me. The phonetics get me every time. And then the verse where he's like, a vulture without wings, he does not eat the skin, he does not pluck the string. And I get a little squeamish when he says he does not pluck the string. I imagine a vulture plucking the veins, plucking the arteries. The imagery of plucking at the string in terms of like body horror, because we just talked about skin, it's so descriptive and I love it. Pearl of Eagle Land, the whole last part where he's like but carefully plan, step out of line, and you get that backhand. The message of this song also is like really, we'll get to it, because like I have a whole section for the most political lyrics that I really enjoyed. That whole verse was really fun to sing, and I'm sure it will be fun to sing live too. Getting into the political lyrics, I think Vile had a couple of really good ones. He says, if you're busy dying, then I guess you're kneeling. I interpreted that as, if you're doing the opposite of living, then you're basically forfeiting your life. You're kneeling. That kind of resonates with something that I have adopted in my own life, which is like creating and being expressive is a form of rebellion against those who are trying to suppress you and make you kneel, you know? We say no, because why? We can't shut up and we can't stop making things. We love to do it. Another lyric that is pretty political and is kind of obviously so is where he says, too many helping hands in America from murky water filled with fucking sharks, which that is kind of fun to sing too. There are people in America that say they want to help, but they really don't. They're really just the sharks waiting for you to put your hand in there. It might look so enticing, but you gon' get bit, sir. You gon' get bit. Slobber of the Dog also had some cool political lyrics. Don't care much for the ruling class, and they're unconcerned for my ass. This is another instance where it's really fun to sing too. Add these last two into the fun to sing section as well. Psycho Fest, I do want to spend some time on this one because I think that it had a very clear message about literal bombs being dropped on people who live in quiet neighborhoods. He literally poses the question of, you know, would you be able to leave it all behind if you were in that said quiet neighborhood and you had to relocate? There are people who are out there right now who are under occupation, who are dealing with that very concept, and I think that him kind of adding this sort of picture into the song I think is super valuable because, you know, we know what's happening, right? Where a lot of young 20-somethings or older 20-somethings have a level of awareness that I think maybe not other generations had before us. Of course, there are artists out there who have used their art to like shed light on what injustices were happening at the time, and I think that this is just another instance of that happening. Just, you know, we're in modern day and we're experiencing that in real time. I really value this whole song in general, but that part in particular puts that perspective on display, poses the question of, are you thinking of that actively? It's a very deep and strong question that I think that a lot of us should be considering as we move in society and continue to see all the atrocities happening around the world. That being said, Pearl of Eagle Land had a couple of political lyrics that I also really like. Of course, the obvious one, everybody in charge, they're greedy and fat. It doesn't get more blunt than that. That and the last verse, the last sentence is really where it hones in that political statement. You know, you step out of line, you get the backhand. I see the Pearl of Eagle Land as like him metaphorically, and he's kind of like the diamond in the rough in a place that he's surrounded by, which also that brings me back to my point in the last video where I was talking about the guns, or I don't know if it was this one or if it was the last one, but I was talking about the guns and how like I'm not sure if Orange County like is more conservative than people think it to be, or wherever they grew up in, like that was a more like conservative area. But this song kind of like puts that in perspective. He feels like he's the pearl within the mess that is everything else, and not just like the government, but also the crackhead with the baseball bat and the endless supply of roaches and rats. He even says, this place I'm from is hard to stand. So he's literally talking about the horrible essence that his hometown has, or that he feels it has. It probably has changed from like the years and years ago where they talked about it on that documentary. I remember the two saying you could easily fit in, you could easily not fit in. I don't know if that's so true anymore. I pondered a lot of stuff as he revealed his true feelings for the place that he comes from, and I kind of feel the same way. I'm from the South, so hate to be caught up in all that. So dude, I know the struggle. I hope all of that rambling made some kind of sense. I'm giving it like a 9.8 out of 10. It's really high up there in terms of like things that he has released. All songs written and recorded by Fletcher. I don't know if he had any help with any production, but this sounds like pure puzzle production. And again, it feels a little bit brighter than the last project, The Rotten Opera. That one had a lot of like sludgier, the vibe of Foghorn, but like that's the whole album. This had a few more like bright moments, I felt more like a nod to his older stuff. Like, I'm talking like Exhale, Laying in the Sand, that type of vibe. And I'm really happy about it. I think him and his brother kind of like going back to some of their older sounds is really nostalgic for everyone else too, who has known of them longer than we have. You know, I'm kind of a newer fan. I'm more of like the 2021 crowd. I'm really appreciative of Fletcher sharing this project with us and kind of sharing some of his inner dialogue, some of his like inner struggles that he's been going through. There is no original experience under the sun. We all experience depression. We all experience anxiety. We all are overanalyzers. We are all people who are thinking about the state of the world every moment that goes by. I know that a lot of us are excited for the artwork that is going to come from like these hard times, but also like let's hold each other's hands through these hard times too. We got to be there for each other, give what we can, and do what we can. Thank you for joining me on this journey of listening to these new vadavada releases, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!